Welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about doing the most fundamental stitch that you could ever learn in your knitting journey, and that is the garter stitch. So without any further ado, let's jump in. As you can see, I've already done a sample, and we will begin with the very first stitch. Now, my way of knitting is what is called the English throw. So I've wrapped the yarn around my pinky like so. That way the yarn is firmly anchored to keep the tension right. So inserting the right hand needle underneath the loop here, we wind the yarn around clockwise, take the loop off the left hand needle, move that one to your right, and that is your first stitch. So to do this again, getting the angle right so I can show you properly. Anyway, wind it around the right hand needle again, clockwise, take the left hand loop off, and then you've got your second stitch. So essentially what you're doing is transferring from the left to the right, and each row is completed across like so. Now I'm going to pause here so I can finish the row and come back to the next side. We've come to the end of this row, and you'll see this yarn tail here. The way I knit is, having done the foundational row, this side is the right side facing. So I've completed one row of garter stitch across from right to left. Now I have turned the work, and this is the wrong side, or inside out if you will. So again, we go through the process of knitting each stitch like so, and when you traditionally, I learned my knit stitches have always been winding the wool around clockwise. I believe there is a method of counterclockwise. I've not really needed to do that, so this is the way I'm showing you today. So I'm just going to finish this row because I want to explain how you then count the rows with garter stitch. So turn the work back to the right side. You will see a set of ridges. So from the foundation row, and since this is just a sample, I'm not too worried about this presentation. But for every side that you knit, you will see in the ditches where I've got my finger here. I'll show you a better part here. Okay. where I've got my finger, I'll bring it close up. It's a bit like seeing a plait when a girl has braided her hair and you've got these plaits forming. That's how you know that you've completed one knit stitch row. So when you turn the work around, it's going to look the same, but you'll notice you've got the plait stitches here, but on the other side you've got the ridges, and that's how the garter stitch forms, and each ridge covers 2 rows. So you've got the plait stitch on one side and you've got the ridge stitch on the other. So that's essentially it insofar as doing the garter stitch is concerned. It is a simple stitch, but it can be a very striking stitch as well, depending on the pattern you're going to make with it. It's also a very bouncy stitch. You're not going to get an immense drape from that like you would with the purl stitch, and that is the next important stitch that I will cover in the following video. So in the meantime, happy knitting, and I'll talk to you soon. Ta-ta for now.